painting at home with a file in hand, blinging up tipsy, got the sleuthing planned. Nails by Misty, I craft and I slay, with true crime tales while we polish all day. Charms, chrome killers, and glue, DIY nails with a crime-loving crew.
Hey everybody, it's T. Welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. If you cannot tell, we are going to be working on some press-ons today, and these specifically are the ones that have like the mermaid tail flake kind of thing on it. Flake, a fin, shell, oh hell, whatever the heck you want to call it, right? So with these, I'm trying to use as little polish as possible. They're already really like hard nails, so I don't need to add a lot of strength to them, but I do need to add some color. And so I've decided that we're gonna use this DVOK. It is DS88 on the nail beds, just to kind of give it a little color on the nail bed. And then we're gonna use these two, DS96 and DS102. So let me show you. That really pretty blue. It's like a blue-green. And then this one is like a red. So we're gonna use those colors. And here, I'll show you this one, DS88. It's really pretty light cream, or not cream, I'm sorry, syrup gel on these. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just, like I said, I want to ombre these. And I'm going to work on our nail bed first. I just want to add a little color to it, nothing crazy. And I'm going to try to stay within the pattern that we have on the nail. So I do see, if I'm not mistaken, there it is. I see a hair right there we go. So like I said, I just want to put some on the nail bed, and we're going to work with the scale pattern that is there and put a really pretty, just, my gosh, come on. There we go. We're just going to put like a little bit of nude on that section of each one of these nails. I hope everyone's having a good day. Today is my mom's birthday, and right now we just got done with our birthday lunch for her. We had some chicken and potatoes, whatever. I asked her what she wanted, and she wanted rotisserie chicken and mashed potatoes. So the woman got rotisserie chicken and mashed potatoes. I just thought putting a little bit of nude here on this part of the nail would look really pretty for these. And again, I want to go around. I missed one little section there. I'm trying to stay and use the pattern that's here already. So like it's got this lovely scale pattern, but then it's going to have just a little bit of nude on the nail bed. I think we're probably going to do 2 coats of this. This DVOK is beautiful. So we're going to do 2 coats of it, just so I have enough color, because we've talked about this before. I cannot stand when you can see where my nail ends. And now on this one, I realize you're going to be able to see it. There's nothing that I can do to completely eliminate it, but I don't want it to be super, super stand out. And I think there was a hair on here that I did not see and it got cured. Bummer. Bummer. And then with the other colors we have, I think I'm going to do, I was going to do one hand one color and one hand the other, because I always tend to do that. But then I was like, you always do that, T. What can we do that's different? So I think today what we're going to do is we are going to do an ombre of those two colors on the scales. One sec, my dog is losing his mind. Okay, I finished them while he was losing his mind because the nail carrier was here. Mail carrier was here. All right, so I did them just kind of following the pattern of all of the, why is this word going on in my head today? Scales. My goodness. So I did it following the pattern of the scales, right? And then what I think I want to do is I want to see, this might be too red for what I'm thinking. Hold on, let me switch this color out really quickly. I think it's just a little too red. I want to go something like a lighter shade that won't be as red. That is super red too. Oh, let's try this one. I think this might be more what I'm looking for. It's kind of orangey though, so that's what I'm not sure about, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work for what I want to do. All right, so on this first nail, we're going to take, and this is DS85 I chose, which is a much lighter red than we had. And I'm going to start going over it, kind of coming up the nail a little bit. And I want to wipe it off as much as I possibly can, just so that you can see the scales, like the red in the scales, right? So you can see them better now. And then we're going to use a little bit of this blue green and come through here. And then we will ombre these two colors together. I just thought it would be kind of cool to do a little ombre on these. Again, wiping off as much as possible so that it just stays in the scale pattern. And then grabbing our ombre brush. Where'd my ombre brush go? I literally was just looking at it, saying, oh, there's my ombre brush. One sec. Okay, I found it. And then right here, I just kind of want it to ombre together just a little bit. Just thought it would be kind of interesting to have that color. So we've got through here on the top is that bluish color, and then it goes down to the red at the tip. Just thought it would be something interesting and different. I also feel like with these, you really need to make sure to like, ooh, I thought that brush was prepped already, but it is not. Okay. I feel like you really need to make sure that you're going to go in and clean off the top of these scales as much as possible. We want that blue to stay in that scale pattern mostly. So I'm trying to clean off the top of the scales so you can see the blue in the scale pattern a little bit better. At least that is the goal. All right, so I'm gonna put that one in. Now on this one, come on. I'm gonna do the blue first. I think that'll be easier. Before we do the red. So I really want to make sure we get that blue in there. And then we're barely going to touch this with this pinky red. Barely touch it. I think these syrup gels are perfect for something like this though, because you can get them transparent enough where you can still see your scales, but the color sits in them. So we'll pull this down just a smudge. Wipe that off. These need to stay as transparent as possible. And syrup gels are perfect for that. I love these DVOK polishes. That was the whole idea. And I think on the ring finger on one hand is going to be completely blue, and the ring finger on the other hand will be the complete red, just to kind of make it a little different. But that's the nice thing about these syrups, like I was saying, is you're going to be able to see through them, still see your pattern that you've got going, right? So you can still see that you've got your I almost said seashells. You can still see your scales. All right, so there are, my God, my dog is an asshole. There's the left hand. Now here is our right hand. Same thing, we're gonna go in and do our nail beds first. Follow the scale pattern that's on there. So it's like a back and forth to make sure we get it right up to that scale pattern. And then we're gonna smooth it out. Now, a little bit of this polish got up on the nail bed. So I am going to grab a cleanup brush and try to clean it up just a smudge. Right here. Okay. So that one is going to stay red through the whole nail. Make sure we don't have any blue on our ombre brush. Just going to pull it down. Just like that. So it's nice and delicate looking, but you can still see it in all of the scales. Okay. The question is, should I do red to blue on these? Should I? You know what? I think we will, just to be different, because that's how I roll. So these, we're going to start with the red and we're going to go to the blue, just to be a little bit different. So since the day started today, I've already fallen once. I was going to get something off of the front porch, and I think I told y'all we woke up to like 2 inches of snow today. And yeah, I didn't wipe my slippers off and totally took a dive. And going from the living room into the dining room area of my house, yeah, smashed my arm against the wall. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, my left arm is now really sore. So the plan for doing like 5 sets of nails today, don't think that's going to happen. All right, so I grabbed out this Bevelachrome, and if you can tell, try to be careful with it. I don't need quite as much. Go over these. And I think I'm going to just do it on the scales themselves. Now, it's hard to tell on this, but it is only on the scales that I'm putting this chrome. So we're going to grab a little bit more. Now normally I would chrome this with, let's put this way. Where is my, 1 second. Okay, I grabbed a sponge. So because with the sponge, what I can do is I can really rub that chrome around, and I don't want to jack up the end of my Bevla little chrome. I don't know, I guess you'd call it a wand. So let's do that on this one too. Make sure we get it all rubbed. I don't want it too thick in any one spot. But we do want to make sure that we have chrome on all of this. There we go. I was like, something's not right. I'm able to move the, if you could actually see that, I think I was completely out of frame for most of that. Nice, nice. But I'm able to move the chrome around where I want it using this sponge. All right, I grabbed my Venalisa top coat, but before we put any top coat on, I want to make sure that we don't have any chrome on our nude. So I'm just gonna go around here, kind of make sure that where it's nude, if there's any chrome, we're taking it off. So you can see on this one, we had a little bit of that chrome on our nude. So we're just gonna wipe it off. And this is just some alcohol on a touch-up brush. And this one has just a little bit as well. Okay. On the stand, oop, make sure you put the right ones with the right ones. And knowing which ones go where is important because, again, I think I told y'all I have one finger, my pointer finger on my left hand is actually bigger, or ring finger, sorry, is actually bigger than the ring finger on my, the one on my right hand is bigger than the one on my left hand. Oh, geez, let's get it straight. Okay, I went and grabbed my Venalisa. I love this top coat. I think it's a nice top coat. I've been using it for years. It is nice and thin, but it gives you a beautiful shine, as well as protects the nail. A thinner top coat, you can see it's a much thinner top coat than some of the ones I have. So, and we're gonna practically dry brush this thing on here. Oh my, the television is very loud in the other room. I think with this though, you're really going to be able to see with the chrome now how pretty this is going to be. Oh my God, my arm is just going to be like sore as you know what. All right, all I'm going to do with these is I'm going to grab my file and I'm going to go ahead and sharpen that end. So we've got that nice sharp corners back. Because I don't like it when they start to get a little bit rounded. And these tips already came that way a little rounded. So doing this is, for me, like a must. Like if you look at that end of that tip, right? It already has like, it's not like perfectly straight. And I like mine super sharp. So I'm gonna wear a nail that has a corner. So like a square or a coffin. I want the edges to be like, they'll cut you if you're not careful. That's what I like. Hopefully you can get a good idea of what those look like. We've got, this is the red to blue. This is the blue to red. And I just think they look fun that way. All right, with that, I want to wish everyone a fabulous, fabulous day. I hope that you are able to spend time with the people you love. Make sure you tell them that you love them. Tomorrow is never promised. I think right now that's very obvious with the world that we are living in, that tomorrow is never promised. And with that, I want to wish you all peace, love, and joy. Bye. All right, so I put them on this tray really quick. I'm hoping you can get a better idea of what they look like. So you can still see our scales, but they've got that fun chrome on them. Okay. And then these are the red to blue. I hope you like them. Let me know, would you wear a nail like this? Like I said, I think this is something that is more considered like a novelty kind of thing. You're not wearing it every day, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Fixing colors, designs on the go. In a world where